There's no doubt that if you've considered selling your home, you have thought about the fact that there are going to be closing costs associated with the sale of your home. When selling a house in Utah, sellers need to be well aware of all the closing costs that come with the process. Closing costs can include many different fees associated with the sale of the home, like title fees, real estate commissions, recording fees, transfer taxes, and only occasionally, in pretty complicated legal scenarios, attorney fees. These fees can vary depending on the city or the county, as well as the size of the house, and also what kind of home is being sold. The most common closing cost when selling a house in Utah is the title fee. This fee covers the title insurance company's costs of researching the title of the home to ensure that what you're buying is free and clear of all liens, encumbrances, or judgments. This fee is typically based on the sale price of the home, but can vary by location and title company. The second most common closing cost for sellers in Utah is the real estate fee. This fee covers the cost of the real estate advisor's services in helping to list and sell the home. The real estate advisor will help you craft a listing strategy that will effectively ensure that the seller gets the most money in the time that they need. The real estate advisor will also market the home for maximum exposure. Personally, I separate myself from other agents by taking an active role in the sales process. Many agents rely on the 3 Ps and place a sign in the yard, put the home on the MLS, and pray for a buyer. I actively search for buyers for everything I take by reaching out to thousands of buyers in multiple buyer network databases I have access to as part of a high-performance real estate marketing team, the Utah Roost. The listing fee is typically a percentage of the sale price, and it's split between the buyer's and seller's agent for now. For instance, if you're listing agent and you agree on a 6% commission, that will be split between the buyer's agent and the seller's agent for now. This percentage is always negotiable, but I have seen firsthand that you generally get what you pay for, and the fee that you agree to pay your listing agent should feel like a worthwhile fee. If your agent isn't living up to your expectations, maybe it's time to find a different agent. If you're paying $3,000 to get your home sold, it's most likely that your home really is just being put on the MLS and they're just praying for a buyer to come along and buy that home. The third most common closing cost for sellers in Utah is the recording fee. This fee is charged by the county or city recorder's office to officially record the deed and any associated documents. The recording fee is typically based on the number of pages that need to be recorded and can range from $20 to $50 per page. The fourth most common closing cost for sellers in Utah is the transfer tax. This fee is typically charged by the state or county when transferring the title of a home and can range from 0.1% to 2% of the sale price. The least common closing cost for a seller in Utah is the attorney fee. This fee covers the cost of having an attorney review the contract and closing documents, as well as answer any legal questions the seller may have. The attorney fee can vary depending on the complexity of the transaction, but typically ranges between $500 and $1,000. An attorney fee is not common and would only accompany the most complicated legal situations unless you really don't trust your real estate advisor to manage all of those documents for you. If that's the case, I would urge you to watch my video about what questions are important to be asking your listing advisor to be sure that you are getting the very best representation before you hire anyone. The closing costs of selling a house can be a major financial consideration for sellers. It's important to plan ahead and understand the various fees and expenses that are going to be incurred during the transaction. Closing costs can vary depending on the property, the type of sale, the local laws, and the regulations. Sellers should work with a qualified real estate advisor to ensure that all legal and financial documents required in Utah are in order and well explained. They really should be doing a fantastic job of walking you through the process before, in the middle, after. You shouldn't have any questions whatsoever. They should also be aware of their rights and obligations when it comes to closing costs as sellers, so that they can make informed decisions about the transaction. With proper planning, sellers can minimize the stress of closing costs and make the process of selling home as smooth and successful as possible. Although some of the closing costs are set by the state, it's important to remember that home sellers can negotiate and shop around for the best deal on title insurance, appraisal, and fees for closing costs by any other name. By doing research and understanding the closing costs associated with selling a house in Utah, you can ensure that you are making the most cost-effective decision for your home sale. Utah sellers should be aware that closing costs can include the title fee, real estate commission, recording fee, transfer tax, and rarely, but occasionally, an attorney fee. The amount of these fees can vary depending on the city or county the house is located in, as well as the size and type of the house being sold. It's important for sellers to understand all of these fees and include them in their budget when selling their home. If you have any further questions, I always love hearing from you. I've been so thrilled to have people who watch my videos reach out to me and ask me for advice in their particular situation. I live for it. So please do not hesitate to reach out. I love answering your questions. And if you have not seen the video about what to ask your listing agent, I strongly encourage you to watch it.